Hello, everyone. I'm Adam. Thank you for joining me for this week's development update and community Q&A session. Excited to be back with you live. I'm no longer coming from the past. Uh, Today's lineup, the agenda, as we always do, we're going to talk about what we have been working on most recently, what might be live, if we've had something out for just a little while, may remind you about it for you to go check that out, and then we will talk about what's on deck. Today, we are giving away a Pathfinder Lost Omens bundle. So, this is a cornucopia of content, really great content that you have a chance to win here on Pathfinder Nexus. So, pay attention to the prompts in chat to enter to win a Pathfinder Lost Omens bundle. Frequently asked questions, that is an error. So, that's my fault for putting that there. It is actually ask me anything. I'm gonna say, like, does this work? Ask me anything. Wow, that is so cool. You see my little name right there and my little pink yes, there we go. All right, ask me anything. You can ask me anything starting now. All you got to do is type question into Twitch chat and then follow that by the question itself, and our magical demibot is going to collect all of those, and I will run through them at the end of the stream. Let's jump into this. First of all, while I was away, I heard somebody very dramatically say that my, pre-recording that last week was a betrayal. So thanks for that. Like, I lost so much sleep while I was gone over that one, but spent on the way to Gamehole Con. I actually drove it this time, a little bit of a road trip with my favorite person on the planet, and we stopped in on Chicago for one night on the way up there. This is the Michael Jordan Steakhouse, actually, that whatever this cake contraption is. By the way, I didn't eat all of it. I really did not eat all of it, but that is me doing, a little bit of the Michael Jordan shrug. If you've ever seen that, probably most people these days don't know it from the actual game. They know it from the GIF that you can, find the meme of it. But yeah, got to take a pilgrimage to the holy Mecca of the United Center and see the Michael Jordan statues. So, and then on the way back from Gamehole Con, my wife surprised me with an incredible visit to a place that is literally called Dinosaur World. So I spent some time at Dinosaur World with some dinosaurs. And that was an incredibly great time as well. And I didn't even know this place existed. So good times were had. And then, that's not counting the convention itself, which was great as well. So I met some of you out there. Pleasure to meet people always. And Gamehole Con is one of my favorite conventions. So that was me while I was away. So I do appreciate you excusing the pre-record last week. Let's jump into our updates. Vampire Nexus. If you have been living under, a coffin or something and haven't come out into the night yet, we do have character tools that are live. We are focused on some fixes and post-release enhancements right now. We're going to get into some of the details of that with our update notes here in just a little while. But we are also working on the Chicago folios. The team's getting pretty close on that one. We will be working through the back catalog here as quickly as we can through, probably the early next year is what I would guess, and we'll be fully caught up on everything. We'll see if we get a wild hair and are able to get it done this year, but probably early next year. And if you've missed this as well, we have a sale going on right now that you can get 20% off Nexus books site wide using that code that you see on the screen there. And that is extended through the 31st, so next week, so Halloween. And be sure to take advantage of that. Pathfinder Nexus, we are definitely working on the core remaster updates. We'll have some more updates about that. And probably just news to share about how we're approaching that as we get into the next couple of weeks. There is a lot of work that is needed to make the remaster happen. But again, we are in a mode right now as we find ourselves in this beta with character tools. This is the right time for us to make sure that we are handling everything with the remaster, as soon as we can. Go ahead and get the platform where it needs to be. And then talking about getting the platform where it needs to be, one of our huge areas of focus right now is performance for the character tools. We are fully aware that they are not performing how they need to. Things are loading too slowly. This again is something that we expected to see during the beta. And the good news is we have been prepping for it, planning for it. You can see some of the testing has helped us with some of the other games. If you have tried any of those out there, whether that's Avatar or Vampire, soon Marvel, you will see some of the testing for Pathfinder is really, really paying off for the performance of those other games. And again, we've always had that in the plan that before we leave beta with Pathfinder and we have a full release, we're going to come back and really, really polish that up and get the performance where it needs to be. And so that is a huge area of focus for us right now. We also knew that it was going to be a more efficient path for us to do this with Pathfinder after we were able to really kind of confirm with some of the other less complicated and complex games how the performance needed to happen, because Pathfinder being as complex of a game as it is, we really wanted to make sure that we got all of it right before we went and started to refactor some of that for Pathfinder. And so that's a big area of focus for us as we are, heading into the end of the year here, and we'll share more on that as soon as we have updates. But I think when we get on the other side of this. The Pathfinder character tools are going to be in a really, really great spot. And then we're going to be able to, in addition to getting the remaster changes in place, we're going to be able to really hit the ground running in some of the other short-term roadmap issues that we still have out there, like formulas, companions, and familiars, etc. Avatar Legends Nexus, in case you missed it, Republic City is released. It is really, I just love using the character tools for this game. I actually recently got to play a game. It's been a little while since I got to play, but it was great. We did some pro bending. It was epic. Absolutely love those scenes in Legend of Korra, and so it was really great to be able to have that support in place. So check that out if you play Avatar Legends. We do have a new episode of Children of Erte tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific. Honestly, I don't even know what happened last week since I was out. But I've been told that is good that I don't know, and so I have no idea what I'm walking into with my character tonight. But looking forward to it for sure. All right, let's jump into the update notes that are going to be incoming this week. So if this is not live yet, it's going to be live probably today, but either way, within the next couple of days. On the Vampire the Masquerade side, you can see that we've made several tweaks as we've put this out there. Some of these fixes and enhancements that I was referring to earlier, but you can show all unlocked clan, predator types, backgrounds, etc. At the top before the locked options. So that's kind of a quality of life update there. Players can now override what starting disciplines are available to your character in the settings menu within the builder. This is incredibly helpful, of course, for the shifts in the blood rule with Hikata characters. We resolved an issue with some powers, as you're seeing here with the display. We now have a toggle in the lore sheet section to hide lore sheets that are unavailable to your clan by default. And again, if this isn't live, it's live in our development environment. It will be live, in the next day or two. Characters with the grave robber predator type will no longer be robbed of a ceremony selection if they pick the Oblivion discipline. So getting all of those things cleaned up. Continue on Vampire. Jumping from drawer to drawer, we found an interesting bug here. It will no longer kind of overwrite some of your custom note fields. So we've tracked that down, squashed it. That will be going out with that and fixed. On the Pathfinder side, we ran into a spellbook management issue this last week, kind of a strange edge case that we have not seen before in the beta. So we've been able to track that down as well. Your feedback helped us get there. That will be going out. Let's see. Oh, I had a duplication there. But and then on the 5e front, spells in the 5e Nexus now show full details in their element display. So we're missing some header information before. So all these updates are coming out this week. We're going to continue to iterate. As I've said before, we have some big rocks that are going on right now, including the Pathfinder performance improvements, but also homebrew. So we're really starting to get into the homebrew system. Homebrew system is going to be a really, really central part of what we're doing going forward. And so we're working on that quite a bit as well now. On the platform side, if you missed this, we are live with character sharing QR codes. So when you go to your character menu, so you can click your portrait or you can click your name, the character's name. It will open the character menu. When you're there at the bottom of that menu, you will see the ability to share. So you do still have to, the QR codes still respect the permissions there, but you can share your character there, and then you can generate a QR code that someone can get to your character very, very quickly. This is incredibly helpful in, say, a convention setting. So someone can create a character. You can take the picture on your phone and get right to that character and copy that down to your account. This is something that you will see that we will use a good bit in a variety of scenarios, but that QR code sharing is now in place. Marvel Multiverse RPG character tools are incoming. I've been working very, very hard on those, and they're in the final stages of approval now. And our team is actually going to be building out all 130 plus heroes that are available in, well, some villains too, that are available in the core rule book. So once you pick that up, you and these character tools come out, you're able to start with one of those existing characters, progress them if you want to in the builder, and so on. So the team is working on some of the final stages of that. We'll have more news before too much longer. We have one more convention that we're planning to attend this year, which is PAX Unplugged in Philadelphia. That's one of my favorites of the year as well. I love visiting Philadelphia. So if you're planning to go there, be sure to say hi to the team. And our character tools roadmap, nothing has changed so far with that. Everything is still on track as I have previously shared. All right, giveaway time. Lost Omens bundle for Pathfinder Nexus. Lost Omens bundle. Good luck to everyone out there. And then let's transition to our questions. If you have questions, you can ask them by typing question and then typing the question itself. Anchor 89, how is Carl Kama? Is he adjusting well to his new home? So this is referring to a strange little errant comma that was showing up on our homepage that many people didn't even see for weeks. But someone found a little comma up in the top left corner of the website, and it has taken on a life of its own now, and apparently it is Carl Kama. So I actually think, I hate to break this news to you, but I think Carl Kama is dead because Carl Kama doesn't exist anymore. So I'm sorry if that is traumatic for you, but that's the scenario we find ourselves in. Risa Malima, if you could have a pet dinosaur, which one would you want pet? That is a great question, actually, because I don't know. Like, the problem is dinosaurs grow up, right? Like, there's several that I would want, when they were babies, but I don't know. I mean, I would say like a Precompsognathus or something like that, just because of the size. But then those are kind of mean, at some point. So, I don't know. Probably one of the pterosaurs, but we're talking like the type that only grow up to a foot wingspan or something, a little bit more like a bird. But yeah, that is a good question that I don't have a wonderful answer for at the moment because I would want to give it more thought. Artemis, then, any plans to include content from the Pathfinder comic? That's a really good question and something that I imagine, I can't confirm it fully yet, but I imagine we will end up with that content. Yes. It's something that we would want to have, and I imagine we will make it happen. Doug C plays RPGs as an offline option on the roadmap so that we can access our Demiplane content when we do not have internet access. It is not on the short term roadmap at this point in time. Every day we're on this planet, offline access becomes less and less of a concern. So it's not something that is a priority for us, but that also can change. Depending on community demands. So we're going to continue to monitor the feedback and see, where that feedback lands. But it is not a priority for us right now. It is something we could consider in the future if we see that there's enough of a need for it. That gamer share, if not Green Lantern, what else might be Silas's favorite Halloween costume? That's a really good question. Yeah, we need to see when Halloween actually comes in game time. But of course, since we've only played through like 2 or 3 weeks or something in 2 years or however long it's been, Halloween might be a long time coming for Silas. But yeah, we'll say the costume that I will wear for the Halloween dev update next week would be one of Silas's favorites. But unfortunately, Silas probably, I guess, would not have even seen this movie because he would have been exiled to this place before this movie came out. So we'll see. But yeah, next week is the Halloween special for the dev update. The Molly J, will we be able to build custom rule sets using the homebrew tools in 5e? Think like raising the level cap or allowing popular homebrew rules variations like just salt mode. That is not something that you would be able to do initially with the homebrew system. It's not in the initial scope of what we're doing, but it is something that we could see being possible in the future at some point. Yes, we have built things in a way that it would not exclude those possibilities, but it won't be part of the initial scope. The Molly J, will we be able to create bundles of homebrew content like spell packs or item packs? That is another excellent question on homebrew. And I am going to give an almost identical answer to that. Likely not, with the initial release because I have to manage those expectations a little bit. But we certainly understand the need for that bundling. It's something I wanted to do in the past life. We never got to. We like the concept of bundling elements together for sharing purposes, but also for integration purposes with various places that people are posting homebrew out there. So very likely to occur. It's not going to be part of the initial pass. Discordian Nest, did the clan coterie merits make it to the list of things to add in VTM character sheets? Clan coterie merits are currently, since they are managed with primarily with a shared pool between players, that is something that we are not doing group related management at this point in time. So again, that is something that we will do in the future. But this is one of the reasons that on the vampire sheets we've provided the possibility for you to be able to record those things. But since we don't currently have built in the concept of 5 of you playing together can share a pool that you would use for coterie related advantages, it's not something that we are automating and prescribing for that. So again, you can browse those. You can add those in the coterie section in some of the free text areas. We do recognize that you can also purchase those with your personal dots that you have available for advantages. And the way that you can, work that for now is you can still, kind of override and add those in there as the intent. As we get that there, and then you can, manually reduce your experience accordingly. But it is something that is on the list and something that we will be working toward. It's just, we have focused currently on, the individual character experience, and then we're going to broaden that out to more of the shared experience with your other players. And this includes things like, eventual, turn tracking and everything else. So again, there's this layer of connectivity that we're going to be getting to after we really nail the character experience, kind of at that individual level first. Cassius 335. Speaking of Marvel, has Adam seen the Marvel versus Magic or Marvel Magic the Gathering news? Yes, I have seen it. I actually have never, not a single time in my life, played Magic the Gathering. I've watched people play it. I have never played it myself. When I was a child, probably got turned off on it. Probably I don't know, probably 10 years old, over at a friend's house that had a lot of magic cards. I adored the cards. I loved the artwork. I'm an artist. I loved everything I was seeing. But then I found out the price tag of it back then. And then I had to just, my parents were like, no, 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 no. And so never got into magic. And it's probably kept me away from it today. But I've never played magic. I still have some magic cards because when they do these collaborations, I will collect the cards for the artwork, etc. So yeah, I certainly saw the Marvel news, and that is a good candidate for me to potentially grab those for collectible purposes. The Molly J, for smaller content creators, will there be an easy path to getting content onto the 5e Nexus? Not initially. Everything in the initial pass will be, white glove, us working directly with publishers. But again, in the future, it is something that we see opening up, and we're pretty excited about that. Trixie Belle Dubois. Is there a company with 5e content I really want? If there is a company with 5e content I really want on Nexus, how do you recommend I sell the idea to them? Um, I don't know. Honestly, the best way to sell it is probably going to be, to let them see the character tools when they release for 5e, and I believe the product will probably sell itself. So, that's going to be a little while down the road, but that's probably going to be the most effective way. We do not have any issues at the moment with, needing to convince people that their games should be on our platform. We have issues with not having infinite amount of time and infinite amount of team members to work on all the games that we have on the list. So our dance card is incredibly full. I've teased this before, but we have publishers, entire publishers. We have many, many games that we have not even announced yet, that are on that dance card, right now. And so, lots and lots of great content, great games coming, on the Nexus front, on the Demiplane platform. And so I would say that the best thing to do if you're wanting to convince someone is to, let them use the product when the product is ready for that, when we have character tools for 5e. And then, after that, it is, another thing you can say to them is that it is a very full dance card. And so if they want to get on it, trying to get on it early is probably a better tactic than waiting. Molly J, will the homebrew tools for 5e Nexus allow the creation of custom classes? Yes. Again, maybe not at the very first release, but they will certainly allow for it, as we continue to progress with them. Cassie's 335. Not, you didn't miss much that last week except the world debut performance of Row 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 Your Boat. Okay, so I guess that was not a question, but probably some kind of thing about Children of Erte. So we'll see what that means. The Molly J, can you tell us when we can expect an announcement on Redacted? No. The when to expect that announcement is also redacted at this point in time, but we will share more soon. Milestone 20, are there plans to add the other monster books from Kobo Press? Yes, there are plans to do that. No updates, specific updates I can give, but yes, definitely on the list. Kato Flex, what is your Marvel Multiverse RPG original character name? I have a few. I guess I will share. My childhood nickname was, my mom. I think mostly affectionately mostly. My mom called me Relentless, and so Relentless is a superhero that I have used in many, many games in the past, and so that's the first thing that I created for the Marvel Multiverse RPG is a character called Relentless. Um, all right, Cassie's 335. Does Adam remember Dinosaur King? Maybe dip into that well if you need smaller dinosaurs. Yeah, yeah, Dinosaur King was something. It's yeah, like I said, I will see if I can come back with a good answer about smaller dinosaurs and what I would like as a pet. It's an interesting thought exercise. The Molly J, not really, but pet Velociraptor. The real ones only get, but yeah, yeah. I thought about that because yes, I am very aware that the Jurassic Park versions are more like a Deinonychus, but I would say that I would still be a little bit concerned about how aggressive a velociraptor would be and how, all those claws, especially, sometimes my dogs come into this room with me. Very rarely, I assure you, because this is like a, her medically sealed kind of place that I've got in here. But I would not want the pet velociraptor coming in here and clawing up packaging for any of these, museum items I've got in here. Anchor 89, any chance we'll get a TMNT Nexus with the upcoming Kickstarter? No, nothing to share on that front. I am naturally an enormous Ninja Turtles fan, so pretty exciting to see that very blast from the past thing coming. But yeah, we do not have that signed at this point in time. Never say never, but nothing to share on that front as of now. All right, I think that is all of the questions. Got in just under the horn here. Got a ton of work to do, so I'm about to get to it. I did see one more come through that I will go ahead and answer. Alexis 1986, which is your favorite Ninja Turtle? It's going to be Leonardo, for sure. But one of the things that I love about the Ninja Turtles is they are one of the better, you know, literary manifestations of a family and of balanced character cast. And what I mean by that is there are so many bits of media that we consume where certain characters are just so unlikable and you just can't relate to them, you can't get behind them. All four of the Ninja Turtles, their personalities, the way that they're presented, the things that they care about, all of that is, there is something to be found in all of them to relate to. And I think that's one of the reasons that, 40, 50, I guess it's only 40 something years later here, we're, or getting close to 40, we are still loving the Ninja Turtles to some degree, and I think that it comes down to when I was a kid, I thought I didn't like Raphael, and then as I've gotten older, I realized that I was pretty wrong about that. I thought that at various times in my life, I thought Michelangelo wasn't serious enough, but then he's absolutely just endearing and one of my favorites now. So yeah, huge Ninja Turtles fan. There's a lot more there than a lot of people give it credit for. And I think that Leonardo is my favorite, but I love things about all four of them, and I love things about the supporting characters quite a bit as well. All right, I'm really out of time this time. Getting back to work. Thanks everyone for joining me. Really appreciate you being here, and keep an eye on the forums, our Discord server. Join that if you haven't done it yet. We are in there interacting all the time. It's a great place to continue to ask questions if you didn't get to ask one today. And join us tonight for a new episode of Children of Erte. Otherwise, I will see you here next week for the Halloween special dev update. Later, Gators.